the way that this course is going to work is if you have access to the main course, the IGCSE Maths Quest, then you'll also see that you have access to a bunch of other courses. So in this main course, what we're going to have is we've got your start year section, which you need to fill out. I just kind of get some information from you, gets me acquainted with where you're at. Then after the start year section, then sometimes I have a bit of a teaser module or something, but not always. And then I've got, I might have a couple of other things about teachings, but I kind of changed this main module around, this main course around, kind of as we have need, okay? And then you'll see that there is a bit of a chronological flow. So as we cover lessons, then I'll just put it there and it will just keep coming, okay? Now, yeah, so I'll just keep adding things to this chronological flow. I'll probably add about 10 in a module, and I'll just say, okay, this month, and it will be labeled by month, or I'll just say part 1 or part 2 or whatever, just so that we've got a record of it so that you can keep track of where we're at. But then we've got those lessons will be taken and put into separate courses, which you'll also have access to, which I'll link for you. And you'll also have access to all these separate courses so that when you're approaching a section, you're like, actually, I'm busy practicing Euclidean geometry right now, but I actually can't really remember the properties of triangle. Okay? Then you can easily go and look for whatever module we did on that, and you can find that. Otherwise, what happens is because the course is so big, because there is so much to cover, and so much that I geek out on. Like, I geek out a lot. So because there's so much that I'm geeking out on, it can get quite overwhelming to have 300-400 videos to watch. And so I'm going to create everything, I'm going to give access to everything, but I don't expect you to go through every single thing because it will literally take your whole life. Remember, I am sitting here teaching every day for hours. And so I'm creating a lot of different lessons. I'm thinking of a lot of things. And you have other subjects to do. You have other things to do. So do I, but I mean, imagine if my life mattered. So you kind of just are going to, I'll give you a flow of where we're going to go. And then you'll also see in this section, you'll be able to, if I give an assignment, this is where I will give assignments that you need to submit. Now, in the top right-hand corner of my website, don't know which way the camera is showing, but in the top right-hand corner of my website, you'll see this little sign-in button. So you go onto my website, Threndol.com, you click on the sign-in button, and after you've signed in, I would give you your password and your username. After you've signed in, you'll see that in the little drop-down menu, there is, you'll sometimes see little notifications. And those little notifications are where I give feedback. So that's really helpful to, go check your feedback, because if you come to me and say you've never had feedback from me in your whole life and you've never checked your feedback on the website, you're like, okay, I don't know about the journey. But yeah, so that's where you're going to find it. And then if you're stuck, just ask. In terms of class participation, if you are in any of the live classes, I do expect you to participate. In my class, there are wrong answers. Okay? Realistically, there are wrong answers, but I do give you a chance to defend yourself. I don't attack you for wrong answers because I believe that getting wrong answers is a step towards the right answer. It is part of the journey. And if you expect that you're going to hear something and immediately get it right, then you are deceived. Because you're not. in order to learn something and master something, you need to have a process of learning. And I don't know, I just genuinely believe that part of the process of learning is getting things wrong. Getting things wrong is good and healthy and fine. It is okay. Because maths will sometimes be painful. Like, it's life. The problem that people have is that not that life is hard, it's that life is hard and they didn't expect it. And that's unrealistic. Everything in life is hard. So why do you expect maths to be different? Why do you expect English to be different? Why do you expect cooking to be different? Why did I expect cooking for 8 people every day to be different? It is hard. So it's just something we do. Do hard things because through the suffering of life, we build resilience and we grow. And so I can't guarantee that it's going to be easy all the time. And you are going to have to push yourself. And in class, it's going to be uncomfortable sometimes because maybe you don't want to speak in front of a class. I mean, it's a small class and it's going to make you feel a little bit more comfortable with yourself if you allow yourself a chance to get things wrong. I do have other tips for allowing yourself the space to fail. But we'll get into that at a different point. So yeah,